As the 5th annual devolution conference came to a close in Kakamega County, some of the issues that emerged are late disbursements, infighting and mistrust. Well, I spoke to the host governor, Wycliffe Oparanya, in an exclusive interview. Here's more.
General assessment is that I think this was the largest devolution conference that we have ever had since the inception of the first devolution conference in Kwale. And I think this was because of the harmonious relationship that we now have with the county governments, with the Senate, and the national government. You can see that the attendance of the senators attracted a record of 41 senators, when the previous time there were boycotts or very few coming. And what was more interesting was that the Speaker of the Senate was able to sit in throughout the 3 days. Also, the Minister for Devolution and ASAL was also able to sit in for the entire period of the conference. Yeah, this shows that this was a much successful devolution, devolution conference than the ones before. Yes. All right.
And Governor, of course, a lot of good tidings for the people of Kakamega, from the hospitality sector to the transport business, and from a business side of things. What was the impact of this to the domestic economy here?
You can see, even you look out there, the people of Kakamega were very, very happy. They were very excited. And you can notice that there was no any ugly incident throughout the period of the meeting. The people, local people, did a lot of business. But I think those who did the best business are the people in the hospitality industry, in that they were incorporated in making supplies to the conference people. They cooked the food you ate at the conference was made by our people here, who came together and formed a consortium. You could see the people of the hardware, hawkers were everywhere selling their wares.
Is it possible to quantify this?
What I know that for the supply of food, it was 90 million. And I'm approximating that at least 150 million remained in Kakamega County.
All right.
Obviously, it would have been much more if we could host, all these people were hosted outside. But this is a learning lesson. I want actually to talk to professionals from this county to come together and build a level 4 hospital, a level 4 hotel in this county. Yes.
And Governor, as much as we did see some good attendance from senators, there's still some suspicion between governors and senators. And looking into the broader picture around devolution, there's been the challenge of cash flow from the national government to the counties. This sort of featured heavily throughout the conference. And what is the way forward in terms of handling this?
I think there is still misunderstanding between few senators and the governors. And I think sometimes this is deliberate because if you heard what the majority leader in the Senate was talking about, and being a lawyer, I would have expected him to know the roles of the Senate and the role of the members of the County Assembly. What I found out that in such a situation, in this situation, some of these members of parliament or senators have issues at home these are local problems that they intend now to come and sort it out at such a conference.
All right.
Otherwise, I feel that if every institution knows its role, then these conflicts that we are again seeing emerging, which we thought that they had been dealt with adequately, will not be there. But I feel in future we should continue encouraging get together in terms of informal and formal meetings, so that when even the Senate are discussing our issues like the audit reports, like they should be able to discuss with us the budget openly, the division of revenue, we discuss with them openly. Some of these issues, we are able to bring them up in those meetings, and they should be able to reduce the friction. There has been very persistent issue on the cash flow. And I think the only solution is that the national government or the treasury should be able to reorganize itself or organize itself properly, because that's where the problem starts. And I was very surprised, even the cabinet secretary in charge of treasury was not here. And you can see most of the issues that were discussed here were pointing at the treasury. In fact, if he was here, maybe he would have shed light on most of the issues. So if you look at the overall budget of the national government and the county government, the county governments total 47 counties. Their budget is only 12%. 80% of money allocated to the budget belongs to the national government or national government programs. You know, since the Constitution said that at least a quarter of the funds, 15% of the funds should go to the county governments.
Yes.
You should have also expected the budget to reflect that. At least a minimum of 15% of the budget should belong to the county government. But this is not the case. So those are some of the issues that we